All right, so if you're watching this, hopefully you have completed that worksheet. Renew Green Ideas, Renew American Cities. The first question had to deal with problems within city life, and you had to read that little paragraph and watch the video about how the other half lives. And in the video, you saw that Jacob Reese was taking pictures of slum life in New York City. You saw that in a single apartment, there could be 8, 12, 15 people living there. The plumbing, there was no indoor plumbing. So if you had to go to the bathroom, you either went outside or you did your business in a bucket and you poured it out the window. Okay, that is nasty. Okay, disease spread rapidly in city life. So just think about what your life was like if you lived in these slums in city life. If you were not the rich, right? You were probably sharing a single room apartment with 8, 10, 15 people, crowded. How many of you like being cooped up and having I mean, just think about this quarantine we have here. Imagine being quarantined in a single room apartment with 15 people. Okay, you uh, uh, saw that photo. Okay, there wasn't a real place to go to the bathroom. There wasn't indoor plumbing, so it probably smelled horrible. Okay, disease spread rapidly. And let's not just disease from the poor hygiene, going to the bathroom in a bucket and pouring out the window, but say you got a cold. You're living in these tight knit places, that cold is going to spread rapidly. All right. There's a lot of people living in cities. Okay, we mentioned before yesterday that a lot of people are moving to cities for work. Eventually, work runs dry. There's not enough work to go around. So if you're living there and you're walking through the streets, you're surrounded by so many people that could be out of work, and that could make people upset. You are constantly bumping into people. Now just imagine bumping into people constantly and nobody saying excuse me. That's going to agitate some people. You could be sick because of the poor hygiene, because of the close knit quarters of city life, colds, things like that. There's probably increased crime because people are trying to get by, maybe stealing, pickpocketing you, and everything like that. So there are a lot of disadvantages with city life. It could be very stressful if you were the other half. If you were not the rich, if you were not the powerful, if you were not the influential, city life could be very stressful. Right? And then after you answered that question, you hit next, and you read a little paragraph on Sylvester Judd. Now, Sylvester Judd came up with this idea that cities should be open, should be full of green space. Okay, he came up with ideas that said, um, the schools and churches should be the most noticeable, and that there should be large areas surrounding them. Okay, that there shouldn't be building after building after building connected to these churches, connected to these schools, that they should be on their own, very noticeable. He also came up with ideas like that each building should be 30 feet from the street. Now, this is roughly about a foot. Times that by 30. That is a massive sidewalk. He thought that every building should be 30 feet from the street. Today, not very possible. That was his idea. And the reason why he thought that there should be more trees, more parks, think of New York City, we have Central Park, is because the people that lived in these cities, they were constantly around people with the noise, the smells. Maybe they were having a tough time at work. There weren't planes. Many people didn't travel around. There wasn't a way to really escape this city life. So he thought that by adding in this open space, that it could be a way of people getting away from the city without actually going anywhere, which would then maybe in turn, alleviate some of their stress and make city life a little bit better for them. Okay, so that is the recap of today. I will see you next week. All right, guys.